Greetings and welcome back to my bench. This time for another woefully unprepared video, and not even a proper video at that. It's just basically a peek at what's in the box in this Chevrolet Astro van, a four-wheel drive version by Fujimi. Now, this is a kit I didn't really know existed, and it took me about 2 minutes from discovering it till the time that I had it on order from Japan, and was trying to look online for some information on this, like an inbox review and stuff like that, just to get to know the kit, as well as some perhaps build videos and stuff. But looks like the interwebs is pretty scarce, except for just a picture of the box art. There were some videos out there, but I felt like they didn't show enough like stuff and such as that stuff, yeah. But anyways, I thought I'd just go ahead and do a real quick unprepared unboxing, and it's been a couple of weeks since I received this. I had a rummage around the box when I got it, so I haven't looked at it since. So everything's still in the plastic bags, and I apologize for all the rustling sounds and stuff, but for information's sake, and just to have this video out there for anyone who might want to have a look at this, we're gonna do this thing. So let's take a look at the plastic inside. The plastic goodness. We got instructions, we got clear plastics, we got interior stuff, we got more clear plastics, smoked for your pleasure, some seats and some top racks. We got some plastic body moldings. We got a chassis plate with a bunch of stuff molded in, Fujimi style. And then we have some drivetrain and suspension parts, as well as the side view mirrors, the rear view mirrors perhaps. And then we got the body shell, and inside there we have some rims and what looks like the chrome grille piece. And then there are some decals, some more decals, decals, and then we have an empty box. So without further ado, let's toss that thing to the floor and get to making some noise. Let's leave the body shell for last, shall we? And just start on the plastic bits. Just gonna toss it aside, and don't worry, I'll put it off way nice and good when we're done. Can't really see my computer there, so I don't really know how well I'm videotaping this. But plastic body moldings such as bumpers and side moldings there. Plus I think this is something really cool that we'll find out. These are some louvers. Look like some louvers, could very well be the plastic piece that goes on top, like the grip part of the top of the rear bumper. So this is the rear bumper, it goes on top here. It actually probably is that, but looks molded well enough. Could do with some little bit re-scrapping there. And you don't have to put the side molds on, I think. No, you don't, if you don't want to, and I kind of don't want to. But I'll have to do some more research on that, figure out if it's viable or not, I guess. But then again, I'm going for a custom build anyways, or at least a custom paint job. And here we have the drivetrain parts. I guess this is specific, of course, for the four-wheel drive, says so right there. So we have a power transfer unit, which transfers power from the engine to both the rear and the front wheels. We got some drum brakes for the rear, I'm guessing. Some really basic front brakes there. I hardly would even call it front disc brakes, but it's there. We got some steering components here, wheel pins, and some drive shafts, half shafts here, and the drive shaft here for the long one. The front diff, pretty sure it's a front diff without looking any further into it. Especially seeing the axle housing here for the rear, with the rear diff. Some real nice moldings going on here. Leaf springs for the back. Not the crispest of moldings, but I can identify three slabs per leaf spring, whatever you call it in English. Here we have some two-wheel drive drive shaft and a four-wheel drive shaft, and mirror housings, the mirror itself actually. Some shock absorbers, exhaust parts, and then we have the front A-arms with a cross member there, and this thing. Like I said, I haven't really looked at the instructions, so I don't really know what we're getting into. I'm just picking stuff up as it comes out of the box, or came out of the box, I should rather say. So, chassis plate, we have a molded in engine detail, which is basically just the oil pan. And the bottom of the transmission, automatic transmission, of course. This is an American automobile, and gas tank is molded in there. Like, it's not super detailed, and I really don't like having this molded in exhaust. I forgot the word for this. The exhaust parts don't look that great molded in, of course, because they got like solid beams going on there, when we could really benefit from having a standalone piece with a more 3D effect to it. And also we have a molded in spare tire, which is not really that great to look at, but it was a fairly cheap kit. It was right around 2,000 yen, I think. Which is actually pretty close to Icelandic krona as well. Here we got some seats, molded solid with the backs and everything, which is real nice to me at least. And we have some details to the center of the back benches there. So choice is yours if you want to have like the cup holders and stuff, and what looks like armrests as well, rear view mirror, some wiper blades, and of course the rails that go on the roof with a bit of flash in here. Other than that, these are actually pretty good molds. Quite obviously leather seats with those wrinkles in there. Some thick American leather. Got some nasty ejection pin marks on the back here. I'm not the greatest reviewer. I'm trying to be real serious about this, okay? And these things also have some ejection marks, which need to be sanded and filled and sanded. But actually, I like what I'm seeing. So clear parts I'm gonna leave in, and this is just a rear windows. Look okay, like they have some lines in them from the molding process, I'm guessing. But yeah, we'll make do with those. At least I will. And just flat pieces of clear plastic. Clear enough. The front, we got the front window here and side windows molded in as one piece. There's a little like clouding around where you should paint the black. And then the front headlights look actually quite nice, with some good details in there, as well as the rear tail lights and the other lights as well. And the last piece of gray sprue, or last piece of sprue actually, should probably say. Looks like we have some more armrests. Not sure where those would go. But we have separate door cards for the front doors, should you wish to perhaps cut them open and leave them like that. We got individual cup holders for every seat. Not the greatest details on the inside, actually molded in pedals there in the front. That kind of sucks, but not that you can actually see it from the outside once you finish building the car. Dash looks pretty good. Actually looks well good even. Yeah, this looks pretty nice, I guess, at least for the price and stuff. I like it. No regrets purchasing this. So let's take a look at the body shell. Let's try and do this real quick. We got a chrome front piece here, which would take a wash. Really nice for the grill area, and it doesn't look half bad. Little cleanup needed here and there, but should look good. Only thing is, when you cut this off the sprue, you'll have to touch up the chrome on the ends here. Looks pretty chromy though. And then we got some wheels. Look like pretty good stock Chevy wheels with some center caps. Dang. They're shut off pretty good. Also some poly caps. We got female fitment there on the rims. They're like semi-gloss chrome, I guess. Actually look pretty good, but I would still be painting those. And BF Goodrich tires, radial TAs, says on the side, with some molded in details there. So these look alright. Not sure if I'm going to be using them though. I'll see later on, because we have some of these cars actually lifted here in Iceland in bigger tires, as people like to do, and yeah, don't know if I'm going to be going there though. But here it is, the rather large body shell with a little bit of a mold line going on. It's going to be a little hard to sand maybe going on along here, because you don't really want to lose any details there. Lines could do with a rescribe just to make them a little bit deeper, but other than that, it looks like a pretty decent molding. Sliding door, don't really know what to say about a body shell really. These kits today seem to always have like a pretty good shell, but yeah, large, rather large this one. of course being a van. And then we got a decal sheet, which is just gonna be your basic Fujimi decals, I guess. And full disclosure, I have not really tried those out yet, but looking forward to doing it anyways. So let's have a quick look at the instructions before I let you guys go attend to your lives. Instructions. We've got a parts list here. Very few parts blanked out. In fact, only one part is blanked out, and that is the two-wheel drive thingamabob drive shaft. It's the only thing you don't use in the kit. And yeah, these are the entire instructions apparently. And this, just a single A4 leaflet that folds open into a double A4. What's that? A3. Decal markings here. Actually, quite a few decals on this with all the emblems and stuff. And it has you start off with the wheel assembly. And this actually might work quite well with the aftermarket wheels that I was thinking about using for this build, which I have on my desk somewhere in the garbage right here. Some RS Watanabes from Fujimi as well. Staggered, and just a thought of maybe putting on the Japanese style wheels would look cool, because I've been looking at some Dodgebans lately. Dodgebans being Dodge vans that are modified and raced in Japan. They pretty much have a rule that you've got to have RS Watanabes on them. A rule, everyone does it, regardless. But yeah, this should not be that hard to follow. Just assemble as you're told, and you'll have yourself a 6-people minivan before you know it. So yeah, not the greatest kit in the world perhaps, but I reckon it's gonna be looking good enough for me. It's gonna be a fun build. It certainly is a different build from most car builds and stuff. Not many vans around, I guess. At least these kind of vans. But yeah. Anyways, I'm turning into a rambling idiot here. Wait a second, I always was a rambling idiot. But anyways, this has been the quick unboxing, what's in the box type of thing for the Chevrolet Astro all-wheel drive in 1/24 scale from Fujimi, official licensed product of General Motors. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep on modeling, keep having fun. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.